welcome back to my channel. So for today's mukbang, I made myself some spaghetti and meatballs, which the meatballs are from Gardein, so they're vegetarian. I made the spaghetti last night, so if you watched my first spaghetti mukbang, I haven't done a spaghetti mukbang in like over a year, but I mentioned in that mukbang that I only like spaghetti, or I like spaghetti the best microwave the next day. So I made this last night, and then today I warmed it up with some mozzarella cheese, so it's extra cheesy, and I'm just super excited to eat it because I've been craving spaghetti for forever. And then I also made myself a cinnamon roll skillet, which does not look like a cinnamon roll. Okay, when I tried to roll it up and make it like a big cinnamon roll, it didn't quite work. Like, it just fell apart, and then I just ended up flattening it out and baking it. So the frosting's covering how ugly it is right now, but I hope it still tastes good. And I'll put the recipes for both in the description as always, so if you want to make it yourself, you still can. But I'm just going to start eating because I am starving. First, I'm just going to try the spaghetti because I don't want it to get cold before I eat it. Which, do you see that cheese pull? I swear spaghetti is so much better warmed up the next day. Like, no debates, no arguments. It's a fact. And then I've never tried the Gardein meatballs before, so I don't know how they are. They have like the exact same spices or whatever that you use in meatballs, I think, because they taste like it brought me back immediately to the last time that I had meatballs. Which I don't even know when that was. But anyways, for today's mukbang, I'm also going to be reacting to your assumptions about me, which I've seen these videos on YouTube. I feel like it's like a new popular thing to do, or like a new popular tag to do, and I like watching them, and so I just decided why not do it for a mukbang because I want to know what you guys assume about me. So well, I'm actually kind of nervous to read some of them because I honestly don't know. I haven't looked at the comments until right now because I wanted my reaction to be authentic, so I don't know what you guys assumed. Hopefully you guys don't totally call me out and I have to like say yes, that's true. Okay, so let's start. Oh my god, of course I didn't even think about that. Okay, so if you don't know, my boyfriend and I did break up about a month ago, and the first question is of course about him. I didn't even think about that because I wanted to talk about it in a separate video, like a video all by itself, not like a mukbang or anything. I already technically made a video about it. Well, I did make a video about it, and I was crying in it, and it just wasn't cute, and I'm just gonna try to refilm it and like gather myself. So, and I also don't really want to talk about it in a mukbang because I don't want to dedicate, like, my mukbangs are usually like 30 minutes and I don't want to talk about it for that long. So obviously I haven't read all of these assumptions, and if there's a lot about him, I'll probably just only answer a couple just because I want to talk about it in just one video and then just kind of be done with it. So the first one is your boyfriend cheated on you, which he did not, to my knowledge. I don't think he did. That's not why we broke up. The second one, I'm assuming that you and your boyfriend aren't together anymore. Yes, that is true. I just said that. Yes, we broke up like a month ago. I forgot to say the names. Imani Noland said your boyfriend cheated on you, and then Star Elizabeth assumed that we were not together anymore. And then the third assumption is from Fatima Shaban, and she assumed that I'm scared of being fat again, which, fat again. I'm not really scared of being fat again, just because, like, at this point, obviously I know that weight, you can lose it at any time. Like, it's not like once you're fat, you are fat forever, but sometimes I definitely do struggle with these videos. or I more struggle with if I'm having a bad body image day or a bad body image week. I'll be like, ugh, I really don't want to film a food video, you know? But that's why I started these mukbangs, kind of. I was chubby in high school. I was like 210 pounds, 220 pounds, and I lost that weight in college. So I'm graduated from college now. It'll be a year that I graduated in June, actually. So I've been out of college for almost a year. And so I've been skinny for like 4 years now. But while I was skinny, I restricted myself a lot. So all throughout college, like that's why when I do the Americans taste testing different candy and you guys are like, what, you haven't tried those? It's like, I literally used to only eat, I only prepared my own food. Whenever I went out to eat somewhere, I would get like the most simple things so I could make sure that I knew in my mind like how many calories it was. And just stuff like that. And so I wasn't really like living my life, you know? I mean, this isn't, you don't have to do this to live your life. Like you don't need to make mukbangs, but that's kind of why I started filming them, because I was like, I'm just tired of feeling like I can't eat like a normal person. Like once you're that big, it never goes away fully. So I definitely do have times where I still want to revert back to restricting myself, but I know that that's not how I want to live my life. So that was a really, really, really long-winded answer on that one, but yeah. So I drank out of this water bottle on my ASMR video that I recently did, and someone commented and was like, because I was like trying to quietly unscrew it, so because the sound isn't very pretty, you know, like it's just like kind of gross, and so I was trying to quietly unscrew it so the mic wouldn't like freak out, and someone commented and they were like, why don't you just unscrew the water bottle when you're filming and then just leave it off the entire time? And I was like, why didn't I think about that? Like that just seemed like the easiest solution ever, and it never even crossed my mind. Oh my god, I love how these are like kind of calling me out, but like not really. Nadia Zulkifli asked or assumed, you don't have a lot of friends besides your sister. No offense, I love you. I'm gonna try the cinnamon roll now. You would be right. I literally, Sarah's pretty much my only friend. I'm like really nervous to try this because I honestly don't know how it's gonna be. Like, shit was falling apart when I was trying to roll it up, so I don't know how it's gonna taste. Wow. It almost reminds me of like a cinnamon roll cake, because I feel like because I smushed it down to bake it, that instead of the regular swirls there usually is, I feel like it all kind of get mixed together. So it's like a sweet cinnamony bread with icing. So I already know how I'm about to eat this. I'm literally just going to not eat the bottom part and eat the top part with the frosting. Okay, next one. Oh, I didn't even finish answering that one. Kind of. Yeah, basically, Sarah's like my only friend. I do have like acquaintances that I will hang out with or make plans with or whatever, but for a couple of reasons, I guess. A, I have severe social anxiety. Like, that's why I haven't done a meetup yet, because I just get so awkward and so nervous. Yeah, so basically that's part of the reason. And then secondly, I think I've touched on this before in a video, but Sarah and I are just so close that, no offense to anyone else, I'm sure y'all are great people, but like, she's just my best friend. I know I could never find someone that would be as loyal to me as she is, as nice to me as she is, as loving to me as she is. We have the exact same sense of humor. we like the same thing. Like, it's just like, why wouldn't I want to hang out with her instead of someone else, you know? So that's basically why, kind of. Another long-winded answer. Jesus, I'm just blabbing today. Miss Cabrera said, you've kissed a girl, but you are not lesbian. Have I kissed a girl? I don't think I have, actually. Yeah, I don't think I've kissed a girl before, actually. Or maybe I might have. I don't remember. If I was probably drunk or something, but I don't remember. And I'm also not lesbian, so I guess you're half right. 3/4 right, because I'm not sure about the first part. Hannah Violetta assumed that I get hit on by tons of guys. I don't really leave my house, so in order to get hit on, you have to like go do stuff. And the only thing I do is go to the gym and work on YouTube stuff. Hang out with Sarah. I'm not really ever in like a prime location to get hit on, or a prime appearance to get hit on. The only time I wear makeup throughout the week is in these videos, pretty much. So usually when I go to the gym, I'm wearing like a baggy t-shirt, yogas. Sometimes my socks are mismatching. So I don't really get hit on at the gym. Plus my gym, the new gym that I switched to, is like 90% old people. And although I have been hit on once by an older gentleman, most of the time they're probably married. So no, I don't really get hit on that much, honestly. Most of the time I get hit on, it's literally just on Instagram or YouTube comments. And it's not really getting hit on, it's more just like being creeped on. Another one about my ex-boyfriend. Okay, I'm assuming you broke up with your boyfriend for Nick Dompier, that other version of the cronut that you ate on your last video with the eye emoji. And Madison Victoria said this. So she is assuming that I broke up with my boyfriend for Nick. Now, if you don't know who Nick Dompier is, we both do like cheat day videos. So if you don't watch cheat day videos, you probably won't know who he is, but he's another YouTuber. He just hit 100,000 subscribers. If you like cheat day videos, you should definitely go watch his videos because they make me so hungry. But anyways, I digress. I did not break up with my boyfriend to date Nick Dompier, although he is very attractive. I think I said that in one of my comments before. I said he was like Dream Bay or something stupid like that, but he is very attractive, but we live across the country from each other. I've never met him. Like, I would never break up with my boyfriend for someone that I've never met, you know? So no, I did not. This is so good. I'm sure that a lot of people are gonna comment and like literally hate the fact that I'm eating it like this, but what can you do? Fat Biscuit assumed that I smoke a lot of weed. I actually have been smoking recently. I used to never smoke. Like, I used to never, like when I was in high school, I smoked a couple times. I actually should tell some story times about that because I got caught a couple times smoking weed. Because I used to smoke in high school, but it was more of like to kind of fit in, you know, like it wasn't that I was trying to be someone I wasn't, but it's like I would have never smoked if I wasn't around people that weren't smoking, you know, or if I wasn't around people. I think you guys get what I'm saying. Anyways, so in high school I smoked, but never really liked it. And so when I got to college, I don't think I smoked like the whole 4 years that I went to school. But then recently, if you watch, I think I mentioned it in a mukbang actually, that my sister gave me edibles to help me go to sleep. Just because like my days are so random with like how long I have to work, or like when I can go to sleep, or when I have to wake up and all that kind of stuff. So I was trying to get on like a consistent sleeping schedule, and I needed something to help me fall asleep. And so she gave me some edibles, and one night I was laying in bed just editing, and I had taken one because it takes like an hour to kick in, and I had taken one and I didn't even realize it, because like with an edible it kind of like randomly hits you and you just kind of randomly realize that you're high, at least for me. And I didn't even really realize that I was high because I was so focused on editing. And then when I did finally realize that I was like, wow, that editing went by so fast. Like I felt like I could, because most of the time when I'm editing, I can't really focus on, like there's so much other stuff you can do in your computer, you know? So sometimes editing would take me like 10 times the normal amount that it should, just because I get distracted. And smoking helps me not get distracted for some reason. I don't know if there's science behind it or what, but I'm not like high 24/7. Obviously, like I'm not high right now, but I do smoke before I have to work or do something like that. Just because it just helps me focus, especially because a lot of my work is on the computer, and there's also a lot of other distracting things on the computer, so I can't roll yet. So I just buy pre-rolls because I don't know if you guys know where I'm from. I'm from Seattle and weed's legal here, so I can just go into like a weed store and just buy pre-rolls, which is super convenient because I've tried rolling before and I didn't, it's not pretty, so. Dang, Fatima. Oh, it's a different Fatima. I was like, holy crap, Fatima, you're coming for my life. A different Fatima, Fatima Zara, said, your dad made you feel depressed and you used comfort for food. I've thought about this before. My dad definitely might have contributed to my eating for comfort, because I definitely did used to comfort eat, but I feel like it's hard to discern between him and just, I think my camera just cut out while I was answering that question, but because he was home all the time, it's hard for me to discern like whether or not he was the cause of me comfort eating, or like it was high school, people were mean in high school, I hated my high school, you know, like it could have been a whole bunch of different things, but I know that he did contribute to my weight loss because he used to comment on my weight and say that I should lose weight, because I played soccer in high school, and when I was overweight, like I've kind of yo-yoed in my weight my whole life, and when I was overweight, obviously you're slower when you're overweight, and he would just make comments about my performance and how I could have been better if I was faster and thinner. I kind of just got like a fuck you attitude and lost weight, so yeah. And that way, shout out to you, Dad, thanks for helping me lose weight. But yeah, I don't know if technically I comfort ate only because of him, or if he was just like contributing to my sorrows in high school. Leanna Dominguez, I thought you were bisexual, she says. I'm not bisexual. It's weird, I think I said this in another video, but overall I find women more attractive than men. I think just because they put more effort into their appearance, but I am overall only sexually attracted to men, which is unfortunate, but what can you do? Valerie M, you never raise your voice even when you're extremely mad. That is so true. Oh my gosh. My sister and I were just talking about this, because I think the only time I've ever screamed in my life was at my ex-boyfriend. And I don't know, like something inside me just snapped and I like went off on him. But besides that, I don't think I've ever yelled at anyone in my entire life. Not even my sister. Like I just have never yelled. And I think that's partially because, not to bring up my dad again, but any type of like saying anything at all to him was an argument, and so I just kind of like, when I'm mad, I just kind of like shut down, and I think that's because of him, which is fine. Like I don't hate that I don't yell at people, like that's not something I'm upset about, but yeah, I think that's why. I'm creating like a little misfit noodle graveyard over here with the ones that didn't make it into my mouth. So yeah, basically, yeah, I don't ever yell at people. I don't know. I think it could also be though because I am not a very loud person in general, so my voice just basically never changes from its monotone form that it's in right now, basically. Speaking of which, Alicia Hamlin says, or assumes, you're an introvert and you like your alone time. That is literally so true. I took like the what's it called, like the Myers-Briggs, oh my god, the Myers-Briggs personality test, and well, actually I didn't take the official one. There's like a website called 16 Personalities. It's kind of like a knockoff version. My therapist told me about it because he was curious about, or my former therapist told me about it because he was curious about what my personality type was, and I took it and I was like 89% introverted, I think, and like 11% extroverted. Lauren Smith says, you never skip the gym and strictly stick to going 6 times a week no matter what. Also true. I don't remember the last time that I haven't gone to the gym 6 times in a week, which I know a lot of people are gonna be like, you're crazy, like. Which, I know some people are probably gonna comment and be like, that's obsessive, like you're obsessive, blah blah blah, but for me, I know for a lot of people the gym is not like a release for them, which I totally get. It used to not be for me. I used to hate going to the gym too, but I feel like I've gotten to the point with like my mind muscle connection is there, my strength is there, my stamina is there. I just feel like super strong when I'm at the gym, and I feel super powerful, and I kind of need, it's almost like a confidence boost, I guess, to go to the gym. Like I love feeling like I worked really hard for the day and I just worked on myself for an hour. So on the days that I don't go, I just feel like kind of sluggish, and like even if I'm just there for an hour, like today I was only at the gym for like an hour, it's still like it makes me feel so much better. So yes, I pretty much always go 6 times a week if I can. Wow, I feel like this is so crazy because I feel like I don't really show that much of myself on YouTube. Like if you think about it, I'm only on camera for like an hour and then I just kind of disappear for the week. But it's crazy how much you guys actually, I guess, know me. Because Priscilla V19 says, I assume you're a genuinely kind person but not so open to making new friends or being friendly, which is true. And I do wish I was different in this way because, and I know it's like a technically an easy thing to change, but for example, when I was in college, when I would go to class, I would always sit in the back and not talk to anyone, and then when class was over, I would leave. I'm not really open to meeting new people. Like I will if someone talks to me, but I would never be the type of person to go up and talk to someone. Just like that thought alone makes me so nervous. I don't know. I also talked about this in a couple videos too, I think, but I also have a really bad problem with blushing, and I know it's somewhat like psychosomatic where I blush because I'm nervous about blushing, but that also kind of hinders me like talking to new people because like I'll compliment someone on their fucking shoes or something and then I'll get embarrassed. I'm like, oh my god, why did I say that? Am I gonna blush right now? No, I'm not gonna blush. Okay. But yeah, I'll compliment someone and then I'll blush. Like, why am I blushing? So I just don't really like talking to people that I don't know because I can't. I sound crazy. I know a lot of people probably don't deal with this, but I just get really nervous. So, Rima Saba assumed you cut people off quickly even though it hurts you. Yes, true. I was actually just I made amends kind of with this guy that I cut off like 2 years ago, a year ago. I made amends with him recently. The second that someone kind of shows me that they might not be all about me, like even the slightest way, I've just been hurt so much in the past that I just kind of like, you know what, bye. And so that's kind of what I did to this guy, and we were talking about that, and he was like, you just always cut people off with no explanation. which is also not a good thing, and I am working on that because I know that just because someone makes a tiny mistake does not mean that they don't care about you. But that's just how I go about it, I guess, is I'm just like so scared of being hurt that I'll just be like, screw you. Like, in my head I'll just talk myself into cutting them out, and I'll be like, well, I wouldn't have done that. Like, I would never do that to them. Like why'd they do this to me? And then I'll just cut them off. And it's not like the best way to handle situations, but it's just from being hurt in the past. It's just kind of like how I go about it. So I'm working on it. Oh. Jira Esquera assumed that I don't want to get a 9-to-5 job like ever. That is also true. My dream is to just be a personal trainer, which wouldn't be 9 to 5, because I see people sitting outside. Like, from my window I can see the main freeway in Seattle, and I see people when they get off work and they just sit in traffic for like an hour after they're done. You know, like, that's what my mom does, and I just cannot. I could never do that. I couldn't sit in an office all day. Now I work my own hours, which I work more than a regular 9-to-5 person does, but it makes me way happier than I feel like I would be if I was sitting in an office somewhere. So my goal right now is just to be a personal trainer. One day, hopefully, open my own gym. That would be awesome. Aaron Zess assumed that I'm liberal. Yes, I am very liberal. I'm very liberal. I was so freaking excited when Bernie announced he was running for president again. Because I feel like he got robbed the first time, but I won't get into that right now. Yeah, I'm very, very liberal and progressive, I guess you could say. Not only just social issues, which I feel like in the 21st century, a lot of people focus on being progressive only in like the social justice aspect of it, which is super important. I'm not knocking that at all. I guess you could say my biggest stink would be economic equality and environmentalism. Vivi said, I assume you broke up with your boyfriend because you're moving to New York. Love your vids, Megan. Thank you. And no, he was actually going to move to New York with me. So that's also why it made it extra hard, because we were planning to move together. But that's not why we broke up. ZGH says, you feel like you have to compensate for everything you eat, so you wouldn't do cheat days if you couldn't work out the next day. I would do a cheat day if I couldn't. There's actually been cheat days where I don't work out the next day, because most of the time I feel sluggish when I wake up. Like, I just feel full and just like I don't want to work out, and so sometimes that'll be my rest day. But if I couldn't work out at all, I definitely wouldn't do cheat days, because I would be the size of a house. Like, I mean, come on, that would be insane. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't do cheat days if I could never work out. But yeah, I've done a cheat day and not worked out the next day. So Cindy Vanessa Salazar says, you really don't mean it when you say you don't want kids. I 100% do mean it, which I'm not saying that Cindy was saying that I'm going to change my mind or whatever, but a lot of people, when I say that I don't want kids, will be like, oh, you'll change your mind eventually. And for me, it's not even the fact that I don't want kids. Like, I think my mom mentioned it in my the mukbang we did together, but I'm actually really good with kids. And for a while, wow, it was gross. I was just like talking with my mouth open. For a while, I was considering being a teacher, and I actually babysit on the side too. Just, I don't like, not for extra money really, but just because there was this kid that when I was a barista, he used to come through the coffee stand, and he was like obsessed with me in a cute way, and so I babysit him now. So it's not like I hate kids or anything like that, but I don't think that I would be a good mom, because I know that I am too selfish of a person. In my eyes, I've never been a parent, but in my eyes, from what I can see, it takes a lot. You have to give a lot to be a parent, and that's an amazing thing. If you feel like you can do it, I don't think I could. And so I would never want to raise a child that I half-ass raised because I wanted to be selfish and do my own thing at the same time. So could I be saying that because I'm young right now? Possibly, but I don't really think that I'm 23, like I don't really think my values are gonna change that much in the next 5 years, you know, so I also feel like if I was ever going to be a mom, I would want to adopt, because there's so many kids out there that don't have homes. Danielle Nelson assumed that my sister and I get stoned together, which we don't. We've smoked together once, I think. Once maybe. I think, or twice maybe. But yeah, we don't like smoke together now. Andrea assumed that I have a binge eating disorder. I have talked about this in the past on my channel, but I feel like a lot of people assume that I have binge ED because in the past I have struggled with binge ED, and then now I do mukbangs, which people are like, oh, it's just a glorified binge. But for me, binging was always like uncontrollable. This is like a planned video. I don't eat until I feel sick. This was in my fridge all last night. This was in my fridge all last night, and I didn't go and eat it, you know? So to me, it's like the most control I felt over my eating. And I know a lot of people will disagree with it, and that's fine. I know myself, and I know what I used to struggle with, and I know that this is way different from what I used to struggle with. So, yes. Okay. I'm just gonna do one more because I am getting full. So on the note about binge eating, I'm getting full, so I'm gonna stop eating, but I'm just gonna do one more, or maybe two more. Julia Montone said, I assume that social media helped boost your confidence a tremendous amount. It definitely has been interesting because I didn't have Instagram before I started YouTube. I used to have Instagram like beginning of college, but then I deleted it. So I went a couple years without having it. I would say that it hasn't boosted my confidence in the way that a lot of people would think it would, in terms of like the comments that are like, oh, you're so pretty. Because to me, it's like I don't even look like this 80% of the time, 90% of the times. Yeah, you can think I look pretty in my videos, but like I spend like an hour and a half getting ready. So like it's nice to get those comments, but I wouldn't say that it really boosts my confidence. What boosts my confidence to me is reading comments about I'm so strong. Like I love that when you guys comment on my workout videos and call me strong. That boosts my confidence so much, because sometimes I feel like I have barely made progress in my fitness journey. And so the one thing I would say that I love, and that definitely does boost my confidence, is when you guys comment stuff like that. Or even just that I have a good personality, because when I was, like, I've always been shy and quiet. So it's like I've never really had anyone besides close friends and family compliment me on my personality. So to receive compliments like, oh, you're so funny, or like, you seem like I could get along with you so well. I mean, yeah, those are like my favorite comments. So in some ways it's boosted my confidence, but not in the way that I feel like a lot of people would expect. It's actually fun. I'm like kind of sad that this, like, I'm full, because this is actually fun to answer these. Let me know if you want to see a part 2, because I really enjoyed filming this. No pressure. Okay, last one. Let's see. Lauren Bergeron said, you've eaten meat even after going vegan. I have not. I literally have not eaten. Well, actually, okay, that's technically a lie, because I went to like this brunch with my ex-boyfriend like 4 or 5 months ago. It was like September, so however long ago that was. And it's this place called Salty's on, I think it's called Salty's. Yeah, it's called Salty's on Alki, and they do like a Sunday brunch where it's like a buffet basically, where you just fill up your plate. And I saw they had scrambled eggs with cheese, which if you watch my childhood food video, you know that I love scrambled eggs with cheese. Like an idiot. I know, like, logically, I'm assuming a lot of places put meat in their scrambled eggs, but I never have. Like, I always used to just eat scrambled eggs with cheese, literally just plain. And the cheese was covering all the meat and stuff, and so it was a buffet, like you self-serve, and so I just served myself some eggs. And when I sat down and took a bite, and I literally there was a piece of meat in there, but we were with all his friends. ugh, I'm like getting grossed out thinking about we were with all his friends, and I'm not gonna like spit out the meat on my napkin in front of everyone. So I'm just like, I just like chewed it silently and swallowed it, and like literally was grossed out for the rest of the day. So anyways, that is the end of this video. I don't even know how long it was. I feel like I talked a lot, but I'm pretty full now, and yes, I'm going to go lay down. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will just see you in my next video.